Hi everyone, we're Group 6. In this video, we'll be exploring the anatomy of the large intestine in animals. Let's get started.
I'll show you guys the diagram so you guys can know the vision. From here to here, we call it as a cecum. Okay? The next part, from here until here. You see? We call it as a colon. And the last part, from here to here, call it as a rectum. Alright, so for now, I'm going to talk about the cecum first. I'm going to share about the location first. And the next part, I'm going to talk about the structure. So, let's take a look.
So here you can see the large intestine of canine, which here is the cecum, and you can see it connects to the ileum, which is the last part of small intestine, by the ileocecal folds, which located in here. And the cecum is always located on the right side of animal, and you guys need to remember it always on the right side of any animals. And also, the cecum is not well developed in the carnivores compared to the ruminants.
Alright, for the next part, I'm going to talk about the structure. Here's the cross-section of the large intestine. You can see, here is the cecum, right? Here is the cecum. So cecum have the blind-ended pouch, which is located here. The cecum connected to the colon by the cecocolic orifice. You can see it's located in here. And the cecum also connect with the ileum with the ileocolic orifice plus the sphincter muscle. And also it's attached with the ileum by the ileocecal fold, which is here.
Let's talk about species comparison of cecum in horses, pigs, and ruminant. Okay, the first features that I would like to discuss about is size. The horse's cecum will be very large, and the pig will be smaller than horses, while the ruminant will be small to moderate. The next one is tenier and haustra. What is tenier and haustra? Tenier is longitudinal bands of smooth muscle, while haustra is sac-like pouches or bulges formed between the tenier. Okay, for the horses, they have 4 tenier and 4 haustra, while the pig has 3 tenier and 3 haustra. And in ruminants, there will be any tenier or haustra. For your information, the number of tenier and haustra will be corresponding with each other. Okay, for the next one is the location. The horse's cecum is very large, right? So they have a base, body, and apex. The base will be attached to abdominal roof, while the body will be extended cranial ventrally, and the apex is blind ending. The pigs will be on the left side. The cecum of ruminant is on the right side within supraomental recess, and the apex points caudally. Let's see a real-life picture of cecum in horses, pigs, and ruminant. In cecum of horses, you can observe that there are 4 tenier and 4 haustra. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so in pigs, they have 3 tenier and 3 haustra. 1, 2, and 3. While in ruminant, the surface is more smooth and there is any tenier or haustra can be observed. You can see the size differences between 3 species.
The colon is the large intestine. It's the part of the large intestine that located in the abdominal cavity, and it plays a major role in water absorption and features formation. Okay. So basically, colon will have three parts: ascending colon, transverse colon, and descending colon. When we talk about ascending colon, it's usually run cranially. Transverse colon will run from the right to the left. The descending colon will run caudally toward the rectum. Okay? Caudally toward the rectum. In dogs and cats, the colon is relatively simple in structure. Very simple, just three parts. Okay, the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, as I mentioned before. So we look to this drawing. Okay, so here is the ilium. This is the cecum. So this is the ascending colon. So this is the ascending colon. Okay, and this is the transverse colon, and this is the ascending colon. Okay, so toward the rectum and anus. So basically, it's very simple to identify it. This is the structure of dogs. Okay. Okay. So next, we're gonna compare it with horses. So this is the structure that you're gonna look at this. Okay. So basically, it have ascending colon, transverse colon, and descending colon also. But in ascending colon, it will divide into several parts. That you need to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 parts. Okay. The first. Okay. After the ascending colon, you need to know right ventral colon. So this is the right ventral colon. By the way, this is the circle. The red circle is the cecum. Okay. So this is the cecum. After the cecum, you can see the right ventral colon here. Okay. Next, the sternal flexure. Sternal flexure is here, the curved one. So this is the curve. So this is the sternal flexure. And the next is left ventral colon. So after here, we go here, and then you can see. So this is the left ventral colon. And next, the left dorsal colon. So after here, we go upward. So this is the left dorsal colon. And next, the diaphragmatic flexure. So this is the curve. Another curve diaphragmatic flexure because it's beside the diaphragma. So that's why the name is diaphragmatic. Okay. So the next is right dorsal colon. So this is the right dorsal colon here. So basically it's like a loop from here to here to here to here. Okay, understand? And then the transverse colon and the descending colon. So this is the rectum. So basically it's easy. You need to remember all of this. Okay. That's all.
Next, I will explain the structure of colon and in pigs and in ruminants. Okay, first in pigs. Pigs have ascending colon that is uniquely arranged in a cone-shaped spiral. The spiral have two structures, which is outer centripetal turns, which is more inward and contain tinea and haustra, and inner centrifugal turns, which move outward but lack tinea and haustra. The spiral arrangement allows for compact digestion, meaning the colon can efficiently process food while occupying less space in the abdominal cavity. Next, we have ruminants such as cattle, sheep, and goats. Similar to pigs, ruminants also have spiral ascending colon, but their structure is more variable and species dependent. One key feature is the sigmoid flexure, which occurs before the rectum and plays a role in fecal passage.
The first thing that you need to know for rectum is the continuation of the descending colon into the pelvis. So what does it mean when it calls the continuation of the descending colon? So see here we have the descending colon and then the rectum. So that's why it's continuation from the descending colon and we have rectum. The second thing is it is most dorsal pelvic organ. Okay, for the dorsal part, it is on the back side, right? So that's why the rectum is the dorsal pelvic organ. Understand? So for the third point is it is suspended by mesorectum, except for the terminal retroperitoneal part. So what does it mean? Okay, we don't know what is mesorectum, right? Mesorectum, I need to show you the picture of the mesorectum. We have mesorectum part. So here is suspended by mesorectum. For the rectum part, we have upper rectum, middle rectum, and the lower rectum. For the upper rectum, the rectum attached at the mesorectum, but for the lower part, it is attached to the retroperitoneal part. Okay, for the last point, it is a we have rectal ampulla. So what is it? What does it mean when we call rectal ampulla? It is the temporary part before the feces going out through the anus. So this is the rectal ampulla, or we describe it dilated portion before it go through the anus. Okay, that's for the rectum. The next part is the anal canal. This is the anal canal. So, the first thing is, anal canal is the terminal part of the alimentary canal. What we call alimentary canal? Alimentary canal, it starts from our mouth and then end with our anus. That's why the anus is the terminal part of the alimentary canal. The terminal part. Okay, at this anus, we have two sphincters. The first is internal anal sphincter. Internal is on the inside, and then we have external anal sphincter muscle. It's on the outside. So for the internal anal sphincter, it is an action that we cannot control it. It is naturally. And for the external anal sphincter, sometimes we want to go to the toilet, we want to poop, but we feel like we stopping the poop from come up from the anus, right? So that's the work of the external anal muscle sphincter. Okay. So at the external anal sphincter, we have striated muscle, and then on the internal anal sphincter, we have smooth muscle. We have mesorectum part. So here is suspended by mesorectum. For the rectum part, we have upper rectum, middle rectum, and the lower rectum. For the upper rectum, the rectum attached at the mesorectum, but for the lower part, it is attached to the retroperitoneal part. Okay, for the last point, it is we have rectal ampulla. So what is it? What does it mean when we call rectal ampulla? It is the temporary part before the feces going out through the anus. So this is the rectal ampulla, or we describe it dilated portion before it go through the anus. Okay, that's for the rectum. The next part is the anal canal. This is the anal canal. So the first thing is, anal canal is the terminal part of the alimentary canal. What we call alimentary canal? Alimentary canal is that.
Okay, now I'm going to teach you about the zone divisions at the rectum and also anus. Do you know how many divisions we have? We have 3 divisions. That is columnar zone, intermediate zone, and also cutaneous zone. We also have associated glandular structure that we call as anal glands and also anal sacs. At the columnar zone, it is characterized by longitudinal fold that called as anal columns. It also has an intervening groove that called as anal sinus. The region is also rich in lymphatic tissue. Next, we're going to move on to intermediate zone. At the intermediate zone, it has a narrow, sharp edge divided into 4 arcs. This one will serve as the transitional area. Lastly, we're going to go to cutaneous zone. It is of the anus. It is various in species. It's also specialized by terminal glands. Next, we're going to move on to associated glandular substance. We have anal glands and also anal sacs. At the anal glands, it is tubular alveolar glands that are located within the columnar and also intermediate zone. It will secrete the fatty substance. Next, we're going to go to anal sacs. In anal sacs are located between the internal and also external glands. They contain anal sac glands, which features as the apocrine tubules.
They secrete a foul-smelling fluid that used primarily for territorial marking. So, as we can see, the one that give a disgusting smell is secreted by the anal sacs when they are giving poop. Do you understand? That's all for me.